Welcome, traveler. Today we're going to learn how to make another superior scene. This time a superior scene map in ConQ-Style. We are making a simple classroom. Yes, like in a school. Something that some nation that shall not be named apparently likes to bomb. But fear not. Your scene will be saved. We start with the walls and some general preparations, making some folders here and there. I like to make multiple duplicates at the beginning so I don't run out of empty folders. The windowed wall, the wall that's facing outside, is first. I call it the east wall. I try to keep the folders as neatly as possible and have everything in the correct folders. Now I can duplicate the existing wall for a faster way to place them properly. I continue duplicating wall elements until my wall is long enough. In this case, I think 3 wall elements should be enough for a regular classroom. Next, the north wall. Of course, without windows, for the illusion of a big school. We just put those walls down there. In a distance of exactly 27, they fit perfectly next to each other. They are made like that. Of course, all the cardinal directions should be represented in the folders for a better orientation. And just like that, we already completed one corner of our classroom. Of course, somehow the students and the teacher needs to get into the room, so we need wall pieces with doors. Just drag it into the position roughly and fix the values afterwards. It will fit beautifully. For the middle wall piece, we will duplicate the existing one without doors or windows, rotate them, and place them into the correct folder and position. That's good. For the last wall piece on that side, we again duplicate the existing wall piece. The last wall, the south wall, will be without windows and doors again. You know what to do. Just some rotations for a better fit, in my opinion. And that's it. Next, we need the floor, of course. Otherwise, your students will fall into an eternal abyss. Placing the floor is pretty much the same as placing the walls, regarding the distances between the pieces, as they came from the same set of assets. Just copy the floors you already placed for a little more speed in the progress. Placing floors isn't the most exciting part, but it's very necessary. Afterwards, the ceiling. Of course, a ceiling with some lights, as it looks nicer and helps your students to see in the dark. We place the ceiling exactly like the floor, just a little bit higher, obviously. Of course, it needs to be placed accordingly. A rotation of 180 degrees, so it fits to its counterpart. Now, same as the floor, we select both, copy and drag them into position by correcting the values afterwards. No classroom without a chalkboard. It's a little bit small. Thankfully, we can easily scale it up. That's more like it. A little positioning before we continue with the bulletin board for important information and random shit to hang on. Next to the door makes a lot of sense, so the students read it on the way out, hopefully. Now some of the most important elements of a classroom, seats and tables. Stacking seats to the tables saves a little work. Of course, the seat should be placed properly without merging into the desk. That wouldn't be very functional. Not to forget the teacher's table, which in a sense slightly works as reference point, a point of authority, and spankings for very bad students, if you know what I mean. It can be tricky to find the correct space, with the right distances to everything, without looking weird. But he can sit on the same kind of chairs as the students, just a little bit bigger. Just needs to be properly rotated and positioned, as all things should. Now back to the student chair and desk. I try to have them centered in those tiles for now. One seat for one student. That's not enough. We bring it in position and clone those until we have enough seats in the room. One after another. Looks all right, but the first row needs to be closer to the teacher's desk. Then we can add one more seat to the row to optimally use the space of the room. Now we can copy whole rows until the room is full. That looks like we got them all. Now I want a path along the door wall, so students can freely roam in the classroom. Next, of course, some decorations. Otherwise, the room looks too dull, even for a school. We do not want to break that childish spirit too early. A map and a poster are a nice starting point. poster can be placed at the back. There's still lots of free space. What now? Let me think. The room is far from done. There is still a lot of space to fill. Yeah, bookshelves. That makes sense. They look nicely dirty, like to be expected by underfinanced schools. Just some placements, later I can correct them anyway. Then we can add some books to those and other decorative objects. Only thing to do is to think of a pattern, where to and how to place them. If it looks right to you, then it's fine. Maybe that one over here. And that one over there in the corner. We can clone the object and put one directly next to it. Also, why not another shelf in the front of the class? Back to the backside. Let's drag it a little bit more outwards so it doesn't sink into the wall. Here we make several copies of the bookshelf and put them next to it. We can fix the poster position afterwards. And just like that, you can make expanded versions of a bookshelf. Neat, isn't it? It's no magic, that's for sure. Already looks quite nice, just a little blank. But that's something we will soon be working on. Not to forget to put everything in the correct folders. Always helpful to keep some order for you and the users next to come. Maybe a locker? I just put it there and think about it later. Can't have that shelf merging weirdly into the locker. It doesn't make any sense. And for that corner, some drawers with who knows what bullshit inside. A projector screen, very important these days. Just needs some scaling to fit. Also, we don't need it rolled out like that. We need to adjust the blend shape via HSPE. When we are done with it, some slight adjustments. Now the next drawer for that corner, so it doesn't look so naked. Now it has a partner and doesn't need to feel so alone. What can we add next? Maybe some more posters. They are too artsy. I'm looking for something less creative. It's a public school after all. Maybe that one though. Yeah, that one doesn't look too artsy. I mean, probably, maybe, I don't know, but I go with it. Next to the other poster makes sense. The art of properly placing digital posters on digital walls. Already gives me the chills. It looks like school. It gives me flashbacks of crying children and teachers. Now some filling of the shelves. It will take some time, so just enjoy the music while we work on it. Those are not the most beautiful books, but remember, your government doesn't care about the education of your children. Ooh, right into that corner. The more books, the better. We put them close to each other and leave no gap in between. It makes sense to make those books as bright as possible, as they are generally quite dark. It helps to copy the position of an already positioned book and paste it onto a new book, so you have to drag it a little to the side afterwards. Saves some work. We stack those books into the correct shelf, just for a better overview and functionality. Up to the next level, we don't need to fill every space, but a little bit more seems to make sense. Here we can simply make copies of the same book to make them appear like a series of books of the same kind. Placing books into shelves isn't the most exciting job, but it needs to be done. Then we can copy several of them at once to make the job even faster. Whoops! Of course we need to drag them into the correct direction. Up another level with the next book. Let's make again some copies of it and put them next to each other. Looks good. Some books. Nice. What now? Just some levels down and more books. It's a bookshelf after all. A dirty old bookshelf, but still a bookshelf. You know what to do. Duplicate and drag until you have enough books. Maybe now some other book next to it for some variation. Looks good. Let's fill that space up. Maybe one of those stacks? Nah. Let's search for some other decorations. There are plenty available. It's only a matter of choice. The wrong choice leads to ugliness. Some vases, maybe. A scroll? Nah, maybe in another century. Let's browse a little until we find something that might fit. Curtains. Later maybe. We put a Victorian bottle there, because why the hell not? Next to it, a vase with sticks. Very decorative. Sticks are always something special. Just need to place it properly. Sometimes you just need to browse a little to get nice ideas. You will find something, for certain. Don't get distracted by that little cut here. Seems the UI scales changed as well. Maybe more bottles. Always good to fill in spaces. Those Victorian bottles bring in some culture, and culture is desperately needed in those public schools. Another space, another bottle. Looks like I made a little stacking mistake here. We can fix that later. Another bottle, another boost to that culture. Can you feel it? Do you feel the cultural enrichment? And with that, I don't mean random stabbings by certain groups of people. So what next? Where do we add something? The agony of choice. A tea light lamp? Why not? Look at the difference that little lamp makes. So restorative. Something every classroom needs, some skulls. Skulls are always high-class decorative objects. One here. Oh yeah, and decorative stones. It's a school after all. They don't have that budget. Fucking murder tanks are more important than your education, don't forget that. What an eye catcher, it rocks. Oh no. Maybe this for the board? Nah, looks out of place. Maybe another poster? Well, not that one. That one either. Oh, anime. Anime and students, that fits. I just hang it randomly on the board, for whatever reason. Of course, it needs to be scaled up for that. Where we continue to put more stuff in. Nah, that just looks stupid. The bulletin board is still so naked. But what could we place there? Also, the shelves have still so many free spaces. Oh yeah, another skull. That doesn't look stupid. Fresh as fuck is the correct term here. Let's fix that real quick. An hourglass? Nah, I don't like that at all. In that shelf, we will put some glass containers of some sorts. Just more random decoration. Very educating. Just need to find some glass containers. No idea why the brightness jumps here so hard. We ignore that. One glass container after another, until our need for them is satiated. Okay, what now? Yes, a ruined carpet, school budgets and shit. Look how wonderfully cheap it looks. As cheap as everything else. Kids are our future. So make sure your local politician can use private jets to fly everywhere or something. I don't see how that fits either. Yeah, that UFO looks cute. Let's fill that shelf with more random decorative stuff. Yeah, that UFO looks cute. Maybe just a little too big. Fits perfectly with that Victorian bottle and other decorative bullshit. Or not. Sometimes it's about the message you want to send, and not just harmonic beauty and perfection. Maybe not the rocket. The satellite looks fine. Sometimes it's hard to navigate through all those objects. And an astronaut. This will make the space complete. Space, you get it? Now back to the curtains. We have a projector screen, so we need to make sure the classroom can stay in the dark if needed. Just some scaling so it fits. Yes, like that. New curtains for every 2 windows. Now the other side. We negate the scale simply to mirror the orientation of the object. Just like that. They need some sort of rail, though. We will just add a basic cube and let it pretend to be a rail for those curtains. Just some scaling and positioning. Maybe a blue color like the background. Look at that. The classroom looks already great. At this point, it doesn't need that much more work. What's that? No idea. Just some check if the windows have FK mode. They don't. Pictures? There's no space for it. Oh, that owl. Why not? Looks fun enough for some students. No idea what's the point of that owl, but I don't really care. Bin. That makes sense. But not like this. Let's look for a good one. No, a bin that fits thematically to a classroom, of course. Which one? Those are a lot of trashy trash cans. Too trashy in this case. That one looks good enough for a classroom. Let's add more to the board. Why not some random Polaroids? It doesn't really matter what hangs on that board, as long as something hangs on it. We put them right next to each other, just some slight tilt to make it appear more realistic. Some important documents would be nice. Oh yes, that looks good. Just like some random school stuff. No one will care that those are forensic documents. We put 4 of those documents next to each other. This will fill some space. Now back to that shelf. Let's add more books to it for more variation. Let's make that space look a little chaotic. Those students don't give a fuck after all. Those stacks doesn't look too good. Oh, maybe a random notebook. Why not? Who knows what's written inside? And more books, of course. Placing random books randomly is an art form on its own. Let's think about the sunlight for a moment. As we can see, the roof lets sunshine through. We will fix it with another basic cube. We could toggle two-way shadows via renderer editor alternatively. I just don't want to do that now for every tile. This seems like a faster solution when placed correctly. Just needs the correct scale and position. The light still looks weird. We will fix that via graphics plugin by changing the normal bias. That looks good. Some point lights for the ceiling lights, not too bright. I just really wish this game would have soft shadows, as point lights are generally looking ugly as fuck. We need to put down that cube a little and adjust the size, so no unnecessary light gets through. That was too far down. We need more folders. Some sorting, as always. The shadow casting cube is called Shadow Maker by me. Makes sense, right? Saving the scene always is a good idea. Now for that space, you call it more books. Books are just an easy way to bring life into your scenes and adding some details. It's a little bit of work, but it's worth it. Let's look for some decoration. Nah, that's not good. Well, maybe another time. The mysterious box is good. And for that shelves, a bowl. Why not? Creativity is freedom. Time to sort some stuff out when I made some stacking mistakes. It's not too important, but a proper order is always helpful when users want to change something. Looks like there are still some unfixed stacking mistakes. I blame my old age. Sorry for that, but it shouldn't be too bad. I have an idea. Let's add some tags to that desk of a naughty student, which sits at the back, of course. All right, let's enjoy our work for a moment. That looks great. Now let's make some default camera settings, just to make the job complete. Just a last save. And we are done. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned how to make superior scene maps in ConQ-Style. Until next time.